Hey guys, welcome to Yana's DIY Corner, where I share DIY tips and tricks with you to inspire you to create your own pieces. And if you're feeling up to it, try out the DIYs that I share with you in my videos. Now in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I take a piece of fox fur that I purchased from Fabric World when I visited my parents in Atlanta and turn it into a nice floor rug that my daughter can use to create a nice sitting corner in her bedroom. So let's get into it. For this project, you want to get your hands on some fox fur. Now this is the one my oldest daughter picked out for herself. I'm also going to be using an old bed sheet. I love to be very sustainable when I'm doing a lot of my projects. So instead of throwing away this old bed sheet, I'm going to use it for my project. And you also want to get your hands on a piece of sponge. Now this is actually a 1/4 inch thick, and my local upholstery store has them in these little rolls. And alright, so because this sponge piece that I have is the right size, I don't need to cut it down to fit the size of the fox fur. So I'm going to jump right into the next part of this project. So right now, as you can see, I have the piece of fox fur laid out onto the floor, right side facing up. And what I'm going to do is place the bed sheet on top of the fox fur. And I'm just going to cut. Now that I have the sheet at the same size as the piece of fox fur, I am going to take some big clips, crafting clips, and I'm just going to clip along the sides that I'm going to stitch, keeping in mind to leave one of the longest sides open so that I can fit the piece of sponge into the casing, because technically it's like I'm making a big casing to fit the sponge into. So I'm just going to go ahead and start placing clips around the two shorter sides and this long side here on my end. Okay, so now that my 3 sides are pinned, I'm going to go to my machine and do a zigzag stitch all the way around, and I'm going to go with that zigzag stitch twice because I want to really make sure that I reinforce the stitch the first time around and nothing starts. So here is my pillowcase side all stitched onto my fox fur, and as you can see, it already created this casing effect, and all I have to do is turn it right side out. See, voila, front. This is one side of the casing and this is the back side of the casing. This is the side that will be on the floor. So now that I have my casing, I am just going to take my piece of sponge and I am going to place it within the casing from the opened side that I left unstitched. So I'm gonna get that done, and once I have the sponge in there, I am simply going to do a zigzag stitch and close off this opened piece. So I'm simply going to take my sponge and place it inside, run my stitch, and I'm going to show you guys the end results. Because every sitting corner needs a few pillows, I decided to create a large pillow out of the remaining bed sheets. I chipped up some remaining sponge I had from past projects to be able to stuff the pillowcase, the pillow that I created. And because this fleece-like material was also purchased to go along with the fox fur I bought for my daughter, I decided I'll use that material to create a pillow casing for this large pillow. And because I have a few throw pillows lying around, you know, that not really in use, I'm going to use that to also give her one or two throw pillows to go along with the large one.